With the Fashion Revolution Kenya chapter and Hever Fund is implementing a program dubbed Creative DNA aimed at boosting growth within Kenya's fashion and creative industry while cushioning local designers from adverse impacts of COVID-19. The program involves equipping local designers with skills and knowledge and linking them to international networks in the UK and other European countries. 11 designers are currently undergoing an incubation program and will be given grants to boost their businesses. Under the program, a digital fashion show has also been organized to give local designers an opportunity to showcase their talents. Let's speak more on this and speak live to Ria Anna Sejpal, who is a Fashion Revolution Kenya representative and also the founder and the creative director of Lile Bare, a sustainable fashion brand based in Nairobi. We also have with us live by way of Zoom Esther Mwikali, the general manager of Meta, the implementing partner for business support for the 11 fashion designers. Ladies, thank you for joining us here on Bottomline Africa today. Esther, let's begin with you. Speaking about this incubation program, when did it begin and what is the objective?
So thank you so much for having me on the show. This program actually started in February 2020, early this year. And we set out to actually work with these designers on just making their businesses grow, upskilling them and expanding their networks. And we're hoping that will end in February 2020 with a trip to the UK. And within that, we're hoping to really ensure that they can be able to storytell their businesses a bit better. They can be able to know how to price point their businesses. They can just be able to move to a point where fashion businesses are taken more seriously in Kenya for investment and for partnerships.
Ria, this is a great opportunity for fashion designers in the country. You have also benefited from this program. How has it been?
Yeah, I think that the initiative by Meta and the Creative DNA program is fantastic. I think that the government has big intentions to work on the textile and apparel sector, and having programs like this more within private funding, that kind of integration is completely necessary in order for us to boost the industry as a whole.
But you know, with COVID-19 affecting pretty much everything, including the fashion industry, we've also had designers suffer from disruption of global fashion supply chains as well. And there was a Fashion Revolution report that was released just the other day. Talk to us about the findings of this report and how fashion designers can access alternative fabrics in the wake of COVID-19.
So I think that there is a huge global shift towards sustainability, which is completely necessary. And it's something that I've dedicated my career to right from the get-go. So the report itself is very empowering for someone in my field and my industry or my particular niche. We've assessed the commercial viability of using agricultural byproducts that exist within Kenya to see whether we can develop textiles from that. We've actually also been focusing on natural dyes. So behind me, we've got a few of Lile Bare's experiments. These are in our upcoming seasons, all dyed with vegetables and indigenous plants to Kenya. So when we look at reworking and rehabilitating the industry, I think it's not only important from a global perspective to take on the sustainability aspect, but working with what we have as a country. Kenya is incredibly wealthy in resources of agricultural nature. So if we can hone in on that and use what we have, there are a lot of different options that we can actually work with to make the industry more conducive to the success of fashion designers here in Kenya.
All right. I mean, this program itself is called Creative DNA. Esther, let's come to you. When we talk about, the creative industry, it's really not had much attention, much emphasis and much support, at least on the ground, in terms of strengthening the industry in itself. But what do programs and projects like this, Creative DNA, do for creatives like fashion designers in Kenya?
So, we really can't treat them in terms of their art and what they know to do, because designers like Ria and the 11 designers we have are really skillful and they know exactly what they want to do. But to push the boundaries, ensure that they have the right kind of market, they have the right kind of business acumen to get them to that level is what these programs do. So the 11 designers work with us to ensure that they have a broad network to either partner or either to get the right kind of production skills that they might need in terms of, if it's financial support, whether it's understanding price margins, price planning. So these kind of projects are important because they come and mash up. So it's like putting in the skills of the designers and bring them together, the business acumen, and making a beautiful product that can actually be presented in front of investors. Because I've seen investors shy away from this scene because they really can't put evaluations according to how they're going to sell garments and everything. But if you structure this business such a way that they can actually have a minimal viable canvas, they can actually show their products, and they can actually show that they are going to make money out of this. And that's what investors want to see, then probably to be a very lucrative environment for investors to come in. And that's what we're trying to do, just to put the level playing field. Yeah.
And of course, with COVID-19, we've all really had to relearn a lot of things, even, in our daily careers. How has this training helped the 11 designers that you work with cope with the effects of COVID-19?
Definitely. So one of the things that we did is we understood quickly that these designers are trying to work from home and they're trying to move all their productions towards just their houses. So one of the things we started was to actually create digital platforms for them. So we showcase a lot of the items that they're creating on different platforms, ensuring that they're seen on newspapers and other social media platforms. Something else that we really did was we're giving grants. We're supposed to give to only 5 of the designers, but we switched this up to give to all 11 because we understood that all of them need this support. And so this grant is either supposed to help them chart a new path or innovate according to what they need to do. So we've seen some of the designers using this money to either create new collections, because now people working from home, they are using athleisure. Others are trying to create new jewelry segments for their customers. Others are trying to use the money just to ramp up their digital marketing to ensure that they get new customers.
Ria, as a fashion designer, like I said, really good news for fashion designers because, as part of the 11 designers, you have an opportunity to be given a grant and also have linkages to international networks in the UK and other European countries. What does this mean for you in terms of expanding your business?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of opportunities. The grants themselves, as Esther says, is completely flexible, which is great for designers to use it how they see fit. There's multiple different channels through which the designers can develop. So investing in marketing, investing in new materials, investing in, product innovations. I think that the fashion industry as a whole has been flipped on its head in that customer demands are so very different and no one was expecting this to happen. So the way that Lila Bear has adapted is, we've always made comfortable and sustainable clothes, which luckily fits into the bracket of what people are looking for. And I think designers, the designers under the Meta umbrella are going to be adapting the way that they best know how. So we've seen that in terms of mask making, for example, although the profitability of that is a little bit debatable. We've also seen some really interesting innovations in terms of marketing, digital campaigns, the use of AI and technology. And so it's a really fantastic opportunity to be able to rework ourselves and adapt and become fluid. And the dynamism is, I think, the word of the year so far.
Let's talk about what then your business would look like, the future of your business now with COVID-19 clearly becoming a new normal and programs like this coming in to help designers, sort of adapt better in COVID-19 times. What does life look like for you in future?
I think that the collections in general are going to be a lot more functional and they are going to be a lot more versatile. So we're looking at creating clothes that are more trans-seasonal. You can wear them at any time, anywhere. Comfort is a huge factor at the moment, and I think that will continue. For the next generation. I think once you get into comfortable clothes, you don't want to go back to, skinny jeans that are too tight. But I think that, we're actually really filtering out all of the noise at the moment. So it is a great opportunity for us as designers to truly think about what it is that serves the people best and that is necessary right now. So I think that, yes, people are being more aware of what they're spending and they want to invest in something with a story. So sustainability is also a huge factor. I think that people are more conscious than ever of how they're spending their money, not just in terms of the amount, but the value that it has, the inherent value that anything that you buy has. So we're looking at a more purposeful and defined, refined industry as a whole.
Esther, perhaps your final thoughts on this. As a business partner, you're working with just 11 designers, but the local fashion industry is full of young fashion designers. What prospects and what can we do in terms of policy support to help them further their businesses in the wake of COVID-19?
Yeah, definitely. That's a very good question. I think one of the best things we can do is constantly have these kind of programs. And now that we have moved digitally, we're hoping to try also create this kind of opportunities for other smaller designers necessarily to try and see whether we can support them and have different sessions with them, and hopefully also bring experts from other parts of the world, because we're not constrained to bring people in, that now we can just have these digital conversations. At the same time, in terms of policy, our government really needs to look at the fashion industry as a really big player. In other parts of the world, this substitutes as a billion GDP for other countries. I don't know why it can't be the same for Kenya. It has to really also start from our syllabus and from education, bring back the creative arts, bring back the understanding from textile all the way to the fashion and the beautiful kind of dressing that we're having on, and just having our Kenyan identity in terms of what we wear has to really be brought from our kids all the way up and bring up to policy. But again, for fashion designers and for businesses like this constant support from interaction, people like Ria who are mentors and experts, people like Anne-Marie, like Dongo, coming together to support these designers, coming together to also see them that they can reach that mile, because they only just can't be a few of them. And these programs setting up, different skills to try and support these designers to reach that mile and exploring the opportunities and expanding these networks for them is what will get them to that point. And hopefully we'll be able to attract investors to actually see this industry as a lucrative industry.
Absolutely. Many thanks, ladies. Esther Mwikali, the General Manager of Meta, which is the implementing partner for business support for the 11 fashion designers. Among them is Ria Anna Sejpal, who is the founder and the creative director of Lile Bare, a sustainable fashion brand based in Nairobi. Ladies, thank you for your time.